Hi, my name is Jeanette Bradley, and I am an abstract artist. My company is J.M. Bradley's Urban Art, and I like to interpret narratives on canvas using a variety of other mediums in addition to acrylic paint. I incorporate newsprints most often in many of my art pieces, and sometimes just cardboard, such mediums as that. So I do abstract, multimedia, acrylic painting, and the painting in back of us is the one that I want to talk about today. It's called the Green Book, and that may sound familiar to many of you who understand Black culture. There's also a movie, I think, done a few years back called The Green Book. So if you haven't seen that, certainly I understand it's something that you should see, and hopefully I'm motivating you to really educate yourself on Black culture. But this particular painting in the back is 48 by 24. And again, stretch your arms out, the wingspan maybe come in about 2 inches on each side. And you've got, I'm tall, so it's 2 inches. So you've got generally the size or the width of the painting, and it's 24 inches high or 2 feet, let's say 2 rulers. The cost of this painting is also $2,200 for the original that's hanging on the wall. Actually, the original already sold. So the original sold, I think, 2 weekends ago. So the original is not available that fast. But there is the framed limited edition pieces. I do 250 prints, and then I only sell 250. So each has a certificate with each sale of the prints. But if it's framed, it's $395, and if it's unframed, it is $195. But this one is limited edition, and it is called the Green Book. So a few facts about the Green Book. I think it's really important that people have an understanding of why this painting, what inspired this painting, if you will. And basically, I paint to change narratives. I paint to educate so that people, when they're hanging my paintings in their homes, can create the narratives as they should be and not as someone made it up for whatever the convenience is for them. So the Green Book was created a couple months ago, about a month and a half. And the Green Book, the actual book, was an annual guidebook for African Americans and other non-whites, which originated and was published by an African American New York City mailman, Victor Hugo Green, from 1936 to 1966. I was born during this time. This was during the era of Jim Crow laws, when open and often legally prescribed discrimination was everywhere. It was just, you could, if you were Black, you could go nowhere and not encounter racism that could in your life as you knew it. So the emerging African-American middle class during that time began buying automobiles, but they faced a variety of dangers along the road, from refusal of food, which was typical. I remember even experiencing that in the 70s, and lodging, to arbitrary arrests. Just because you get stopped, you get arrested. It's no wonder why many African Americans are not or become apprehensive whenever stopped by a policeman. So Green wrote his guide to services and places relatively friendly to African Americans, expanding coverage from the New York area to much of North America. And I got that information off Wikipedia. And I felt inspired to create this. I saw this map within the newspaper, and as I stared about the beautiful color that was used for this map, I decided it was time to create something relevant as it pertains to travel amongst African Americans, and the Green Book emerged as a result. So I'm going to show you some close-up detail on this one, because it's one of the things I like so much about this piece is the detail in which you can see in this painting that I took strips. I just took strips of the newspaper. This particular, I had maybe about 5 or 6 of the same newspaper. So I had this one page about 5 or 6 times, and I just ripped the green map into long strips. And then I used that to navigate the woman's dress. And you can see here, and for me, moving my body, I always move it the wrong way. Moving my body certainly would help. You can kind of see where those long strips are, that so if you get really close, you can kind of just see the markings of maps. And I use that for her dress. And what he's holding right now, the man next to her, is the Green Book, that very necessary piece of information that Blacks needed when they were going on long road travels into unfamiliar territory. And that was especially true in the South, unfortunately. And you can see in the back where I sort of etched out very crudely, because it was really parenthetical to everything else, but very crudely, the line of an automobile. And people don't see the car right off, and that's really by design, but it is definitely there. But the map is probably the most significant. So I'm going to move again over, because my dog is right there and wants to be petted. I'm going to move over, and hopefully you can get a good picture of this. Well, this is the picture in its totality, and the young man is actually wearing while his tie is of the map to match the woman's dress, his shirt is newsprint, just any articles. It's not a specified type of article. It is an article or many articles, and a combination where I've just tapped to create the man's upper body or his shirt. And the media is very instrumental in telling the story of all of us, and whether that's positive and had positive impact, negative and had negative impact, or just neutral, the stories were told and retold and then spread about as a result of what we read, what we saw in the media, the different forms. So I use newspaper as that indicator of purveying strong narratives that stick with a society, as it has for us. So I use that in the young man, because this is the story that I think right now needs to be told. And I am telling that story through art. So this particular piece, again, I would say I am saying is called The Green Book, and it's abstract multimedia acrylic paint. The size of this is 24 by 48, so it's 48 inches long. It costs $2,200 that it has sold already. The framed edition is only $395 if I frame it, but if I don't frame it, because it is a limited edition, it is $195 for the limited edition. It is available right now on my website. The website is jmbradleysurbanart.com. So www.jmbradleysurbanart, got to put the S on there, urbanart.com. So thanks for taking time to spend this time and talk about this new piece that I have. And it's a new piece. It's already sold the original. So there's plenty, 250 of limited edition pieces. So hope to see you soon. Again, visit my website and look for my next segment. I will be introducing another new piece and taking some time to explain it to you. So take care, and then till the next time.